protests. It's late, the house is quiet, and I'm sitting here on my porch with a glass of sweet tea and a story that still keeps me up at night. My own brother tried to erase me from the family, so I made sure his wedding day became the day the truth finally came out. Some of you will call me evil. Some of you will say I went too far. You decide, just don't judge me until you hear the whole thing. My brother Ryan is 3 years older than me. Growing up, he was my hero. When our parents told him they couldn't afford to send him to college, I was already working and saving up. I didn't even hesitate. I told him, "Don't worry, I've got this." I pulled together every cent I had and ended up covering about 70% of his tuition. We're talking $47,000. It was a huge chunk of my life savings, but for him, it was worth it. He promised me over and over that he'd repay me back as soon as he got his real estate license and started making money. It wasn't just a verbal promise either. I have texts, emails, the whole digital paper trail where he swore he'd make it right. I trusted him completely. He was my brother. Years passed, he got his license, started doing really well, and then he met his fiancée, a girl from a very wealthy family. Suddenly, things changed. The brother I knew disappeared. Whenever I'd gently bring up the loan, he'd get defensive. He'd say things like, "Now's not a good time," or "You know how expensive a wedding is." Then it got worse. He started telling our family I was making the whole thing up. He painted me as this bitter, jealous sister who couldn't stand to see him happy. He told our parents I was greedy and just trying to get a handout from his new, rich in-laws. Can you imagine? I paid for his education, the very foundation of his career, and he was calling me a liar to the people who raised us. The final blow came when the wedding invitations went out, and I didn't get one. I called him, confused, and he flat out told me, "You're uninvited. You're too toxic and negative, and we don't want that energy at our wedding." He erased me. He told the entire family, all our friends, that I was no longer part of his life because of my issues. I was heartbroken. $47,000 wasn't just money. It was my belief in him, and he didn't just steal the money. He stole my reputation and my place in our family. I decided to let it go, to just cut my losses and move on. I had no intention of going to that wedding or causing any drama. I was done, or so I thought. It was the wedding planner. She wrote, "Hey girl, this is random, but I'm planning your brother Ryan's wedding. He just told me you're not coming because you're mentally unstable. Is that true?" My blood ran cold. He wasn't just lying to our family. He was spreading this narrative to complete strangers. I was so angry, I just snapped. I replied, "Mentally unstable. That's interesting. Let me show you what's really unstable." And I sent her everything. The bank statements showing the transfers to his university, clearly labeled Ryan College tuition, the screenshots of our texts where he promised to pay me back, The emails where he laid out a repayment plan he never followed. I sent her years of proof. She messaged back almost immediately. She was furious for me. She said, "This is unbelievable. What he's doing is fraud." We talked for a while and she was so supportive. That's when the idea started to form. I told her I don't want drama. I don't want to ruin their day. I just want the truth to come out. I want his fiancée and my family to know what he did. And the planner said, "I can make that happen, but you have to let me do it my way. No half measures." I hesitated for a second, but then I thought about every lie, every person who now thought I was crazy or greedy. I agreed. I put my trust in a near stranger to deliver the justice my own family wouldn't. The wedding day arrived. I was 300 miles away, sitting on this very porch. The couple had a public live stream link for guests who couldn't make it, so I had it open on my laptop, watching it. The ceremony was beautiful, set in this gorgeous garden. They said their vows, exchanged rings. They looked so happy. For a moment, I actually felt a pang of guilt. Then came the moment. The officiant said those classic words, "If anyone has any reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace." There was silence. And then I saw the wedding planner step forward and take the microphone. My heart started pounding. She smiled at the crowd and said, "Actually, before we continue, I think the bride deserves to know how this wedding is really being paid for." And then, on the giant screen behind the altar that was supposed to show a slideshow of the happy couple, a different image appeared. It was my bank statement. My transfers to Ryan, line by line, each one highlighted. $47,000. The crowd went silent. Then she switched the slide. It was our text conversations. Ryan promising to pay me back. Then another slide. The family group chat where Ryan called me a liar and toxic. The bride's face went from confusion to shock to pale horror. My mother started screaming my name. Ryan, in a complete panic, lunged for the projector to unplug it, but his own best man, probably thinking he was having some sort of breakdown, tackled him to the ground right there in front of everyone. The live stream camera operator didn't know what to do and just kept filming. Amazingly, they finished the ceremony, but you could feel the tension through the screen. The party was a disaster. The live stream showed half the guests leaving before the dinner was even served. The bride spent the rest of the night crying in the bridal suite with her mother. In the end, the bride left him 3 weeks later. She sent me a short email, apologizing for what I went through and thanking me for opening her eyes. After months of silence, my parents finally called me, sobbing, apologizing for believing him over me. We're slowly rebuilding our relationship. Ryan's life fell apart. The story spread like wildfire in his small real estate community, and he lost his job. His reputation was ruined. And that brings me to my confession. The part that keeps me up at night, sitting out here on this porch. I never wanted the marriage to end. I really didn't. I just wanted my brother to finally tell the truth and apologize. But as I sat here watching the chaos unfold on my laptop, a part of me felt satisfied, vindicated. I had the planner's number. I could have sent a one-word text, abort. I could have stopped it at any point. But I didn't. I just watched it all burn down. So I have to ask you, and I want you to be honest. Am I the villain here? Or did my brother write his own ending the day he decided to erase me?